Coming up on News 10 at noon, an offer from Osama bin Laden for the U.S. European allies. Plus, insurgents release several hostages but kill an Italian and an Iranian.
What a warm-up we have heading our way. I'm going to tell you all about it.
And we're talking about how to keep your lungs healthy. It's all next on News 10 at noon.
Live from WTEN in Albany, this is News 10 at noon.
A new tape from Osama bin Laden surfaces offering a truce between al-Qaeda and European countries. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tracy Egan. The truce is offered to European countries that do not attack Muslims. The message offers a 3-month window for European troops to stop attacking Muslims and withdraw from Islamic nations. Stephanie Sy has more from London.
The last time Osama bin Laden was seen on video was last September. This 7-minute audio tape was clearly made recently, indicating he is not only alive, but keeping track of current events. The tape mentions last month's train bombings in Spain, saying, "What happened on September 11th and March 11th are your own deeds returned back to you." A significant portion of the recording offers a truce to European countries who stop attacking Muslims. It even outlines a deadline, saying the gate for peace is open for 3 months as of this statement.
Osama bin Laden tried to play on the rift between the American and the European government, and the rift between the government in Europe and their public opinion. And he said it clearly that must be exploited.
But so far, the strategy isn't working. Despite numerous kidnappings of foreigners in Iraq and the recent murder of an Italian citizen, European countries were quick to say they will not negotiate with the terrorist. The tape also pledges to punish America for the assassination of Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, the Palestinian leader who was killed by an Israeli missile. It is also specific in its reference to Iraq, saying this is a war that is benefiting major companies with billions of dollars, such as Halliburton, the huge defense contractor once run by Vice President Cheney. A White House spokesman tells ABC News that the tape is being analyzed for clues as the hunt for Osama bin Laden continues. Stephanie Sy, ABC News, London.
Turning to more on the events inside Iraq, insurgents have released 3 Japanese hostages. You've seen that videotape, but as Stephanie Sy just mentioned, they have also killed 1 Italian contractor and an Iranian diplomat. Nancy Weiner has more.
A Japanese aid worker sobs after being released by her Iraqi captors. She and 2 other Japanese nationals were set free today following a week in captivity, sparking joyous celebrations in Japan. But an Italian hostage met a grisly fate, executed by Iraqi militants who threatened to kill 3 more Italian hostages if the coalition does not withdraw its troops. The series of abductions of foreign civilians has prompted Russia and other former Soviet countries to order the evacuation of more than 800 nationals from Iraq. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff visiting Iraq called the current cycle of violence a symptom of the coalition's success.
The United States and our coalition partners remain dedicated to building a free and democratic Iraq and defeating those who would turn Iraq into an oppressive, dictatorial regime run by fear and terror.
General Myers said the south of Iraq is now calm, with the exception of Najaf, where wanted cleric Muqtada al-Sadr is holed up with his supporters. But lawlessness persists in central Iraq. In Baghdad, an Iranian diplomat was assassinated today. And in Fallujah, a frayed truce threatens to snap altogether as U.S. Marines and armed rebels continue to trade gunfire.
Marines are obeying the ceasefire, but they're being fired upon. They can return fire in self-defense, which they do, but they're trying their best to follow the rules of the ceasefire.
According to the Iraqi Health Ministry, more than 600 people have been killed in the Fallujah battle. U.S. officials say they are using multiple channels to try to negotiate peace in that city. Nancy Weiner, ABC News, Washington.
Presidential candidate John Kerry is making the war in Iraq the centerpiece of his campaign stops today in New York and New Jersey. Kerry was challenged yesterday by a retired professor who accused the Democrat of having similar views with President Bush on the war. The man insisted Kerry call for the withdrawal of American troops from Iraq, but Kerry says his top priority in the war-torn country is stability. An Albany man is under arrest this noon, charged with abusing his 6-week-old son. Police say 27-year-old Stanley Miller beat the baby so badly that the baby suffered a fractured skull. The baby, one of a set of triplets, was admitted to the hospital back in March after his mother found him unconscious but breathing. Miller told detectives the child had fallen out of bed, but investigators say he beat the baby several times because it would not stop crying. Miller, who is an employee of the Center for the Disabled, is in the Albany County Jail without bail. The man accused of gunning down a drug informant back in December faces the judge. Gregory Hextall of Brooklyn is charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder stemming from the shooting death of Christopher Drabek. Hextall pleaded not guilty in court this morning. Prosecutors say Hextall was hired to kill Drabek to keep him from testifying in a drug trial. A group of parents accused of getting into a brawl at a youth hockey game in Clifton Park are expected in court this evening. The fight happened during the March Minors tournament at the Clifton Park Ice Arena last month. 8 parents, including one from Schenectady, are facing charges. The other parents involved are from downstate or New Jersey. Police say the brawl grew out of an argument between 2 mothers who were also from outside our area. Mary Beth Anslow has just lost another appeal. The State Court of Appeals has decided the decision that put Anslow back behind bars was the right one. You may remember Anslow was released from jail by the Rensselaer County Conditional Release Board back in January, but was put back in jail when it was found that board had acted illegally. Anslow remains in the Columbia County Jail, serving the rest of her time for running an unlicensed daycare operation where a 3-month-old baby died. Private calling hours will be held this afternoon for the Schenectady police officer killed in the line of duty. Patrol officer Eric Verderamo died Sunday night after he crashed his police cruiser into a pole while responding to a call in the city. Verderamo was just 30 years old. Calling hours are set for later this afternoon from 3 to 7 at St. John the Evangelist Church in Schenectady. Funeral services will be held tomorrow. The family of the suspect accused of gunning down an Albany policeman says the decision by the district attorney to seek the death penalty was not what they expected. Keyshawn Everett's family says they're trying to remain strong after hearing the news that he will face the death penalty. They say Everett did not rob the Pearl Market the night of Lieutenant Finn's shooting, and they hoped that would have been taken into consideration.
They weren't there, you know, and we weren't there. We don't know what happened, but I know that if that's true that he took Lieutenant Finn's life, then yes, he has to pay for that. But, you know, let's look at the facts and not deal with people's emotions and people's opinions about what should happen to Keyshawn Everett.
Everett's family says they would like to see the trial moved out of Albany. They say that's the only way it will be fair. A Springfield priest has been suspended pending an investigation into an allegation of abuse. Father Ronald Ramsher had most recently worked at the St. Francis of Assisi Parish in Belchertown. The abuse allegedly happened about 25 years ago. The allegation surfaced back in 2002, but the diocese now says it wants a new investigator to take a long look at that case. A new poll shows that most New Yorkers oppose gay marriage, but the survey conducted by Quinnipiac University shows most voters would support a law allowing civil unions. 52% of voters say they would support civil unions, 40% say they would oppose it. But when it comes to a law allowing gay marriage, 55% of New York voters say they do not support that idea, while 37% say they would be okay with it. Coming up here on News 10 at noon, the rain is moving out, the warmer temperatures are making a return. The full storm tracker forecast is next. And then in medical breakthroughs, special lights stimulate collagen production to make skin look younger.
News 10 is sponsored by Upstate Tours.
Tracy Egan, meteorologist Andy Gregorio. You're watching News 10 at noon.
We're happy to have Melissa here to tell us what's going on with the weather.
Happy to hear that. It's going to be fantastic.
Great.
Just tremendous for the next few days. Lots of sunshine and warming up. In fact, this afternoon included. After a couple days stuck in the 40s, check out what we have headed our way at 3 o'clock. Sunny skies, gusty winds, 56 degrees, 53 at 6 o'clock, clear skies and still breezy at 9. Here's a look with our Skycam view, 51 at this hour, and it's pretty breezy right now. In fact, there are gusty conditions out there making it feel just a little bit cooler. But at least we are warming up into the 50s, which is seasonable today, and then we're going to be getting above the average over the next few days. Almost 20 degrees above. Let's go ahead and show you what the temperatures are at this hour around the capital region. Mainly in the upper 40s, up in Glens Falls, over into southern Vermont, the Berkshires, 52 at this hour in Poughkeepsie. But definitely everyone's making it into the 50s today. However, it does feel cooler with those winds out of the northwest around 10 to 20 miles per hour. And here are some of the wind gusts, 26 miles per hour. In Albany, about the same in Schenectady, Glens Falls, 28 mile per hour wind gusts in Bennington, more than 20 miles per hour in the Berkshires, 31 mile per hour wind gusts in Poughkeepsie. Make it feel around 5 to 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperatures. I want to show you a real quick look at our new live storm tracker high definition Doppler radar, and taking a sweep around, we see that the rain has left the area. In fact, at this point, just some showers have well moved off to the east of Springfield. Showers are gone, folks, for days. Here's a look with our past 12 hours radar loop. We'll switch it over to show you what's been going on. Last evening, still had some scattered showers streaming through into the overnight hours, mainly south and east of Albany. In fact, woke up to a few scattered showers in the Berkshires and some heavier downpours in the Litchfield Hills, but that cleared out by the morning commute, and now we have nothing to worry about, clear skies. The storm center that brought us that dreary weather for the past couple days is now moving out of the Gulf of Maine. And what we have building in now is high pressure from the Midwest, drier air, windy conditions as the high pressure butts out that low pressure system. Let me switch it to the 12-hour national radar loop, and look what's happening out in the Midwest, the Great Lakes. Nothing. That's going to be our weather for most of the weekend. Nothing. Nice and quiet. And on the other hand, a warm-up is going to move in. Once that high pressure moves through, it starts to pull up southerly winds on the back end. That'll draw in this warmer air. So we are going to see a serious warm-up. All right, here's a look, in fact, with our futurecast, what we can expect. 6 o'clock, around 50 degrees in some of the outlying areas, upper 40s. Waking up tomorrow is going to be awfully chilly. Temperatures are going to sink like a stone. 31 in Albany at 5 a.m. However, we are going to warm up a lot, so by dinner time Friday, close to 60. Nice, huh? Today, then, mostly sunny skies, north-northwest winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour with temperatures in the low to mid-50s. And for tonight, clear skies. It's going to be a breezy evening with temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. All right, then, a quick look at my 7-day forecast. Friday, lots of sunshine. Saturday, partly cloudy, upper 60s. Sunday, partly sunny, could see a few scattered showers or thunderstorms, mainly in the morning. Low 70s, mid 70s. Monday, next storm system arrives on Tuesday.
Wow. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy. Thank you. For personal and professional reasons, men and women alike are trying to keep their skin looking young. Now, a medical breakthrough that's been shown to make skin appear more youthful is available locally. Susan Brand out Loudonville lives an active life that includes plenty of time in the sun. So when Dr. George Stasier asked the 44-year-old to take part in a study of a new approach to reversing sun damage, she jumped at the chance.
How I look is really important to me. I want to stop the aging process, and this has really helped immensely.
Susan undergoes an exfoliating mask before her gentle wave session so that the lights have fewer layers of skin to penetrate. Dr. George Stasier says studies prove the gentle wave's photomodulation reduces wrinkles and sun damage.
It's a LED, a light-emitting diode, a very safe emitter of light, that when used to stimulate the skin, or the inside layers of the skin called the basal cells, it stimulates new collagen as the skin grows every 4 to 6 weeks.
The day we visited Dr. Stasier's Latham office, Stacy Clough came in for a 30-second gentle wave session.
I have had 7 treatments, and I've really noticed that it helped right away. Actually, one of my babysitters said the very first day I saw her, something is different about you, and I said, oh, it must be the gentle wave, so I guess it's working.
Dr. Stacey says he expects most patients to be between 25 and 45 years old, people who want to decrease wrinkles and pore size. A single session costs $75, $100 if you want an exfoliating mask first. To review this story, go to WTEN.com and click on medical. The Las Vegas Strip is a little brighter today. The lights are back on at the Bellagio Hotel. Operations are back up and running after the power went out at that hotel on Easter Sunday. The Bellagio had to relocate more than 1,000 guests. So far, officials aren't sure what caused the casino to go dark, but they do say there's been no evidence of sabotage. The cast of a TV classic gets ready to reunite, and Mel Gibson is pushing for Passion to come to television. For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's Carla Wohl.
What a Nash. Gonna check.
The Passion of the Christ may soon come to the small screen. Mel Gibson's production company is ready to make a deal to get the movie on broadcast or cable TV. There's just one hitch. They don't want any of the graphic torture scenes edited out.
But I just can't make it.
Dolly Parton is being named a living legend by the Library of Congress. The award is given to individuals who embody the American ideal of creativity, conviction, dedication, and exuberance.
Isn't that great?
Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Stars of the original Dick Van Dyke Show are reuniting for an all-new episode. It's set in the present day and will air on May 11th.
The script was hilarious. The cast is great.
Queen Latifah is getting some company in the beauty shop. Andy McDowell and Alfre Woodard are joining the cast of the comedy.
Think about those great things.
That's what's happening in Hollywood. Carla Wohl, ABC News.
And coming up here on News 10 at noon, our Healthy Lifestyles guest joins us to talk about keeping your lungs healthy. But first, let's take a look at the noontime stock numbers. The Dow is down 9.5 points. NASDAQ also down 17. If anyone in your family suffers from lung disease, you know it's a health condition that affects more than just the patient. Well, Seton Health recognizes that fact, so it's offering a series of programs called Better Breathers from now through October. Our Healthy Lifestyles guest is Gary LaPearl. He is manager of respiratory therapy at Seton Health. Welcome. It's good to have you here. You're a registered respiratory therapist, and you run the Better Breathers programs.
That's correct. Thanks, Tracy. I'd like to say, too, about the Better Breathers program that we have at Seton Health, that we're very proud to have this opportunity to offer this to our community. What the Better Breathers is, it's a support group, community-based. It's a free support group for patients and their families suffering from lung disease. And what we do, Tracy, is with these particular programs, we like to take in, try to combine an educational program within a social setting. And with doing this, we attempt to create an atmosphere of learning and an atmosphere of camaraderie for the folks that do attend.
Because it's hard sometimes to have someone in your family with some of the respiratory problems. Let's go over the list of respiratory problems that you encompass.
Well, some of the things that we'll be discussing as far as the disease process that it'll apply to anybody with, say, asthma, chronic bronchitis, cancer, emphysema, pneumonias, pulmonary fibrosis, any type of lung affliction.
Now, if you have that, you're going to learn one set of things, but if your loved one is the person who suffers from that, you're going to be learning something else.
Correct, absolutely. And what we try to do is gear the programs for the person with the lung problem, but also try to direct it towards the family members as well with the lung problems and provide them with the information that they need.
And what do you think the benefits are of someone attending the programs?
Now, there's a host of benefits, Tracy, for these programs. They have great value. Some of the benefits will be learning some new concepts on pulmonary rehab. Additionally, some of the benefits will be self-care techniques for disease management, and also, most importantly, psychosocial issues for people with lung disease. And it's going to be a situation where they come, they get to share ideas, they meet new people, and they make new friends. And probably the biggest benefit of our Better Breathers program is that they get to, it's the knowledge and the confidence that they gain. And the whole thing, it really comes down to quality of life. The more they understand about their disease process, the more their family understands about their disease process, the more confidence that they have, the more they can go participate in life.
I know you love teaching the programs. It's once a month from now through October.
Correct.
If somebody wants to learn more, they just look up Seton Health?
Correct. They can call me at the office. My number there is 268-5834. And as you mentioned, we'll be offering 8 one-hour programs from March until October.
All right. Gary LaPearl from Seton Health, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And we hope you'll stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to have the live lottery drawing. Let's go to Schenectady for today's live midday numbers and win 4 drawings.
It's New York Lottery's numbers and win 4 midday drawing for Thursday, April 15, 2004. I'm Yolanda Vega. Now, here's today's number. The first bar up is 5. The next is 9, and the last is 9, making the midday number 599. The drawings are being observed by an auditor from KPMG. And now for win 4, the first bar up is 8. The next is 1. The next is 8, and the last is 8, making the midday win 4 number 8188. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.
Started out to be a great day. It's beautiful out there, a little windy though.
Yeah, it is actually quite gusty, and that makes the temperatures feel a good bit chillier. Take a look with our 7-day forecast. Today's high in the mid-50s. Plenty of sunshine, though. Winds are going to back off late tonight. However, temperatures are going to drop like a stone into the 20s. But Friday, picking up again, warmer, 60 for a high, mild, lots of sunshine. Saturday, partly cloudy, upper 60s. Sunday, partly sunny, a chance to see some showers or thunderstorms. 72 for a high, mid-70s on Monday. That's about 20 degrees warmer than average at this time of year. Isn't that amazing? It is pretty amazing. Lovely. And then the next storm system comes on Tuesday.
All right. Thanks a lot, Melissa, and thanks very much for watching News 10 at noon. Come back and join us this evening for News 10 at 5, 5:30, and 6, and stay tuned now for Jeopardy!